Well, hey, my friends, and welcome back to a new edition of Faith Press. I took the summer off, but it is time to begin these again. And what an encouragement it is that many of you thought that they were encouraging. And so that's what this is designed to do. You'll see the French press behind me. The idea is something simple like this. A French press needs about 4 minutes for those grounds to fully be absorbed into that water, and it's a wonderful way to start your day. And so this is sort of designed similarly, where it's just a 4-minute encouragement session, scripturally based. Sometimes we pull out a Hebrew word and just kind of like focus on one thing that will encourage us and give us hope, because I think we need that now more than ever. At least I know I do. So may these on a weekly basis give you a sense of hope. You can probably hear the cicadas in the background here. It is that time of year. Let me read a passage from 2 Corinthians 4, because this is a passage that has really encouraged me in the sort of moment that we're in. And so here it is, 2 Corinthians 4, verse 1. Therefore, since through God's mercy we have a ministry, and we each do, here it is, we do not lose heart. We do not lose heart. And it just feels like we're in one of those moments where it's easy to lose heart. There's so much happening in the world. There's so much happening in our country. There's so much happening in our state, our city, and our neighborhoods, and our homes, our schools. I mean, the list goes on and on. It feels like we're all one moment away from just fully losing heart. And I am encouraged that Paul, in his context in the first century world, that the only reason he would write this is because they too were tempted to lose heart. And Paul is saying, do not lose heart. We do not lose heart. We have the ministry of Christ. The Holy Spirit is in us. We can keep going. Even in our weakness, we are strong. And so I want to begin this season of Faith Press by just using one metaphor. I recently bought an old Jeep, and it is a stick shift. I haven't driven a stick shift since like my early 20s. And so it's been fun to be back in the stick shift world. And that being said, here's what I notice. There are times when I am in third gear and I'm driving along somewhere on 17 or Long Point Road or somewhere in the Mount Pleasant, Charleston area, and I have to downshift. And I want to upshift. I want to go to fourth gear, but I have to downshift to second. And that's been what it's felt like in this season, where even in June with low COVID numbers, you can start planning and you can start dreaming and you can start traveling again and thinking less about COVID and blah, blah, blah. We thought we were on the back end of this. Nevertheless, in August and now September, I mean, it's just hit like a ton of bricks, and numbers seem to have never been higher, and all that stuff that you already know. It has just felt like we've had to downshift. And that's true in so many areas. My daughter right now is upstairs on Zoom, quarantined, and she's negative, thanks be to God, for COVID. But 8 of her fellow students have COVID. And so that's felt like a downshift. Ministry planning and all of that has felt like a downshift. And it feels like that's just the moment that we're in. And so if you feel like you've taken a downshift in these past few weeks, I'll just say, like, the Lord is asking us to play the long game. I know that we want to shift into fourth gear and start really going in life. And yet I feel like what the Lord is calling me to is agility, flexibility, and surrender. That we can't control this moment. And so how do we surrender to it and cooperate with God's heart in this time? Because I think if we try to control it, we're just going to be bitter and angry. And we're not in control. And so somehow that's good news for us, that we're not in control, that we can trust and that we can surrender, be flexible, and may we not lose heart. My friends, wherever you are, take the next step. Don't lose heart. There is a season around the corner, and I'll say this, and I said it at St. Peter's a couple Sundays ago, that we are ultimately hopeful about the future because we've already seen it in the resurrection of Jesus. That we've already seen our future. It's life, and it's abundance, and it's shalom. So may you be encouraged this morning, and may you follow Jesus, and may you not lose heart. Go back to 2 Corinthians 4, read that chapter, and see what the Spirit wants to speak to your life. Grace and peace to you.